the author of Emma's Question and Polka-Dot Fixes Kindergarten. When I was a little girl, I loved to play school, to stand up in front of my class of stuffed animals and dolls and pretend to be a teacher. But when it came time to actually start school, I was not so excited. I was really shy as a little girl, and so the thought of walking into a classroom full of strangers absolutely terrified me. What if the kids were mean? What if my kindergarten teacher didn't like me? What if I got in trouble? Now you'd think that those fears were greatly exaggerated, but it turns out no. Actually, the kids really didn't talk to me at all. The teacher paid hardly any attention to me, and worst of all, I got in trouble. In the one way that a shy child like me could get in trouble, I daydreamed. I daydreamed on the day that our teacher was telling us the rules for kindergarten painting. So when I actually worked up the nerve to put brush to paper, I broke a cardinal kindergarten rule. I mixed up the brushes and the paint. So pretty soon I could hear Mrs. Harms, and that was really her name, clickety-clicking across the room in her high heels, and she stood right in front of me and she said, "Blue brush in the blue cup, red brush in the red cup. That's a kindergarten rule." I was horrified. But there was one bright spot, and that was the school library. Every couple of days, we would all line up and we would march down to the library, and I would gather up an armload of books and go and hide in the corner. And I would page through those books and make friends with the characters, and I was just in my element, and it was great. There were a few times where I was so invisible to the rest of the class, or I was hidden so well, that they actually went back to the room without me. And then when the teacher did the count, they would come back and get me, and I'd have to go back. Eventually, things got better. I actually started talking to a few other kids. I made some friends. I became brave. Now I actually love going into classrooms and standing in front of kids and talking about reading and writing and about how we get our ideas. And I tell them that some of the ideas for my books came from my real life. In fact, the kindergarten painting incident made it into Polka-Dot Fixes Kindergarten. But even though I've gotten more brave, I have never stopped daydreaming. And I have never stopped hiding in the library.